It's not just Russia that helped Donald Trump win the US election 2016. Now, reports point towards the involvement of a data analytics firm, Cambridge Analytics, in influencing the US election, and all that with the help of just Facebook data. But the question that arises is, how did that data firm gain access to the Facebook data of millions of users, and how it ended up using that data to favor Donald Trump? This report breaks it down.
I pledge to every citizen of our land that I will be president for all Americans, and this is so important to me.
The United States of America shocked the world by electing Donald Trump as president in 2016 elections. While the world was contemplating reasons behind his unimaginable victory, it came to light that it wasn't a plain fair win. It was discovered that Russia had meddled in the US elections to damage Hillary Clinton's presidential campaign and to make Trump win. And as we all know by now, all of that false propaganda to influence the US elections was done using social media, primarily Facebook. And now there's more to the story.
It's not just Russia's meddling efforts alone that played a key role in swaying the election in favor of Donald Trump.
New reports claim that the UK-based data analytics firm Cambridge Analytica, which worked with Donald Trump's election team, had harvested private information from more than 50 million Facebook users and developed techniques to support President Trump's 2016 election campaign. Whistleblower and Cambridge Analytica co-founder Christopher Wylie spoke on British television about how the company managed to collect private user data.
Well, this new twist in the controversial story not only highlights a big Facebook data breach, but it also brings up a lot of questions. How did Cambridge Analytica manage to collect user data of millions of people which was used to influence elections? Did Facebook play the role of a facilitator here? And if not, how did this happen under the nose of Facebook? What does Facebook have to say in this entire episode? And most importantly, how fairly can future elections be conducted in this digital world?
Let's address it layer by layer, understand it step by step. The first question: how did Cambridge Analytica collect data of millions of Facebook users? Whistleblower Christopher Wylie reveals that Cambridge Analytica collected users' personal information from Facebook without authorization in early 2014. Facebook explains that Alexander Kogan, a psychology professor at the University of Cambridge, collected data through an app that requires users to sign up using Facebook login. And it was legitimate, but what he did later was against Facebook privacy policies. He then passed on that data to Cambridge Analytica, which was a part of Trump's digital army. British lawmakers are demanding an explanation from Facebook chief Mark Zuckerberg.
Well, I'm going to be writing to Mark Zuckerberg asking that either he or another top executive at the company give evidence to the committee to make clear what Facebook knew about this breach of their users' data, why they didn't take action against Cambridge Analytica sooner, and why they've not informed the users whose data was taken. And the reason it's important to us to ask those questions is we asked very similar questions the last time Facebook gave evidence to the committee. They were unable to provide satisfactory answers then, or to follow up with the written information that we required. And people will rightly have concerns about how effective Facebook are at protecting their users from bad actors gaining their data.
How did Cambridge Analytica use user data to influence voters? Cambridge Analytica specializes in psychographic profiling, which means that the collected data was used to understand user preferences and create personality profiles of voters. They were then targeted with specifically tailored content and personalized political advertisements.
Basically, data collected by Cambridge Analytica was used to determine what interested people in which parts of the region and what was resonating where. In short, the campaigns and slogans that voters wanted to see and hear was customized using this data.
For instance, if people, say in a county in Pennsylvania or Wisconsin, showed interest in hearing about immigration, Trump would go there and deliver an immigration-focused speech. You would be surprised to know that the online data of users was also used to plan Trump's schedule. In short, user behavior and their interests were analyzed, and the campaign was designed around the same, irrespective of whether Trump actually believed in it or not. The third question: did Facebook play the role of a facilitator in the entire episode? No, Facebook didn't have a direct role. In fact, the data was collected in a legitimate way and through proper channels by a Cambridge University professor in his capacity as an app developer. But he shared the information with the firm without authorization. Question number 4. How did it happen under Facebook's nose, and what does Facebook have to say? Facebook says that when it learnt of this violation in 2015, they removed the controversial app that aided in collecting user data and demanded certifications from the professor and all parties he had given data, ensuring the information had been destroyed. According to Facebook, Cambridge Analytica, Professor Kogan and whistleblower Wiley certified the destruction of data. But the social network major later found. It released a statement which said, and I quote, "Contrary to the certifications we were given, not all data was deleted. We are moving aggressively to determine the accuracy of these claims. If true, this is another unacceptable violation of trust and the commitments they made. We are suspending Cambridge Analytica, Wiley and Kogan from Facebook, pending further information."
Facebook may not be responsible for this huge data breach, but the social network is definitely facing mounting pressure over privacy issues. The company is now under fire from both the US and the UK for consistently downplaying the risk of data breaches.
But an even more important question that now pops up is if there is any link between Russia's efforts at election meddling in the US and controversial Cambridge Analytica, and can data science be the key to winning or losing an election in the days and months to come? Bureau Report, WION.
But who also does not want to win an election? It now turns out that Cambridge Analytica may be in talks with political parties not only in India but also in Bangladesh and Sri Lanka to help them map out how to win the general elections in their countries, all of which are due over the next 2 years.
They are said to be behind Donald Trump's unexpected win in the 2016 US elections. Is the company accused of harvesting personal data without the consent of Facebook users now in talks with political parties across South Asia? Indian media reports say Cambridge Analytica's India partner OBI has held preliminary talks with both the Congress and the BJP for a potential collaboration for the 2019 Indian general elections. One media report also says the company had given an opposition party in India a presentation and had chalked out a data-driven strategy to target voters on social media, analyzing online user behavior and connecting the dots across different citizen databases. It seems the company has worked previously with the ruling JDU for the Bihar Assembly elections in 2010. On its website, Cambridge Analytica says its client achieved a landslide victory with over 90% of total seats targeted by CA being won. Not just India, it seems the company is reaching out to top political players in other countries in South Asia in the run-up to key elections in Sri Lanka and Bangladesh. Reports say the company has held talks with former Sri Lankan President Mahinda Rajapaksa, who's making a bid to get re-elected in 2020. And with Bangladesh's ruling Awami League, which is seeking re-election in 2019. If these reports are indeed true, then data could hold the key to crucial elections in India and its neighborhood, whether voters like it or not. Bureau Report, WION.